Live from station WDWL TV, broadcasting from Studio A, located on Grumpy Old Man Road. And it's the Grumpy Old Man. Oh, me. And the Grumpy Vulture Show. Take your bow. Okay, look at the camera, both eyes. Oh, friends. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on. I can do 5 days worth of streams. No problem. Then I get the fucking echo. It finally got to be the point. I came in the studio today and I ripped everything out. I went into the storeroom. I got my old Behringer mixer. I went back to the Moon professional studio microphone, a different set of headsets. There isn't anything else I can change. I went into Prism. I triple checked all the settings. I have no idea why that fucking echo decides one show I'm going to come in, I'm going to screw with Grumpy, and then I'm not going to, for the next couple of shows. And then as soon as, I get the goddamn echo, I get a shitload of people messaging me going, hey, can't you do something with that shit? I have been trying. It's trying my patience. I don't know why it happens. It could be doing it right now. See, the problem is, the microphone goes into the mixer. The mixer goes in to the interface, the Lexicon Alpha. So I got microphone in the Behringer in the Lexicon in the computer to Prism to YouTube. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, it might. I have a stinking suspicion that the echo was being caused by feedback from the headset to the microphone. So I changed headsets. I changed the microphone. I went back to the Moon. Now, this is not a cheap microphone. Retail, this microphone is $6.99. I didn't pay that for it. It was gifted to me when my buddy passed and his wife said, hey, Ed wanted you to have his studio equipment. I went over and I picked certain pieces and I said, hey, there's other people that Ed used to deal with that I'm sure would like, She kept telling me, take it all. No. Now, this is my interface. The Lexicon Alpha. The mixer goes into these two ports. then from, the USB port into the computer. There's only two settings that you use on the lexicon. And that's this output level and the line. This adjusts the microphone input, and then this adjusts into the computer. You don't use any of these two or the mono stereo. So I changed the mixer. I went back to the old lexicon, which I don't know why. It's typical electronics. It quit working. The one day I went to fire everything up to get ready for a stream, it quit working. So I had a brand new backup. One my buddy had, I have two of everything, he had three of everything. Then I find out there was nothing wrong with it, because this is the new one. The old one is working. I have no idea what is going on. All brand new cables. As a matter of fact, all the cables that go from the mixer into the lexicon and then the USB cable to the computer, those I put back in the storeroom, and I took new ones out again. So I'm not reusing any cable. Everything here today is brand new. If I have an echo, I have no idea what is causing it. Because the Behringer doesn't have a delay. Some people call it, an echo chamber. Some people call it a reverb. On the other mixer, it was a delay. Now, maybe the delay is going bad on that new mixer. I don't know. All I know is I'm trying to work the bugs out of things. And, the goofy thing is, I went 2 years, almost 3, without any problems. And all this shit happened since we moved. So I don't know what is going on. I even have faster internet since I moved here. I got 1,000 speed, top of the line. I just, so I have no idea what's going on. All I know is yesterday, when I went to do the playback, I saw all these comments like, hey, can't you fix that goddamn reverb? And, whoops, don't need to drop that. And the first person to leave a comment, you know who you are. I'm trying to fix it. Cut me some slack. I don't know what's causing it. I would just like to come in here, turn everything on, do a bitchy stream like I always do, and leave. instead of getting bitched at. If I could put my finger on it, I'd have had it fixed. So there's a possibility the delay control on the other mixer is going bad. Like I've been saying all along, we can't trust anything we buy today because this shit's all made in China. And they don't give a flying fuck about quality. It's assemble it and throw it out the door. Because if they cared about quality, we wouldn't have all these problems. Now, my Behringer mixer, which I should have never stopped using, is made in Germany, not in China. I went back to the original mixer that never gave me a problem. I changed microphones. I have I don't know. I have a sneaking hunch that maybe this mic was too sensitive. I don't know. Or the headset was too sensitive. So today I ripped everything out. I went to storeroom. I got the old mixer. I got the old interface. I got the Amoon microphone. All new cables. I'm trying. See, part of the problem is the guy that used to handle all my electronics, and he was a whiz. He could have walked in here this morning and went, there's your problem, without testing anything. Unfortunately, he had a stroke. He doesn't get around well. He's not 100% yet. So, I'm screwed. Now, he's going through rehab. He's doing real well. He's about 90% back. So, I'm hoping that, continued rehab, he gets back to 100%. And then, if I have any problems, he can troubleshoot. But there isn't too much more I can do. Every cable, I told you, I get my cables from Gator Cable out of Florida. I didn't want to go in and a couple of weeks ago, I just recabled. I didn't really want to mess with it, but no. I said, you know what? I dragged out every cable I needed, brand new, wrapped the old ones up, put them in the storeroom. Everything is new as far as cables. And Gator Cable, made in America. And I showed you last week and a half ago, the quality in those cables. I have a sneaking hunch. It was the delay control in the other mixer. Because for 2.5 years, using the Behringer here, I didn't have any problems. I should have never stopped using it. But the mixer I got, out of my buddy's house was brand new, and I was like, oh, let's try the latest and greatest. Well, I'm starting to think the latest and greatest ain't the latest and greatest. Because that mixer was made in China. This Behringer is made in Germany. And it never failed me. So, initials RB, I'm trying. Okay? I appreciate, I don't know if you listen daily. If you do, I appreciate the hell out of it, believe me. But I'm trying. I don't know what, like I say, if I can find someone that works on mixers, I'm going to have them test that goddamn thing and see if that's the problem. But see, nowadays, we're a throwaway society. The guy's going to tell me, hey, it's going to cost more to fix it than it's worth. By the time, buy the parts. And so I give up. After my RCA TV taking a shit after 2.5 years, I don't trust anything made in Mexico anymore. But on the other hand, it's hard finding shit that isn't made. I say Mexico, China. I would trust Mexican made more than I would trust China made. That's why I bought my Samsung. Because it's hard-pressed finding a TV that is not made in China. Not to mention, I wanted to see what this new crystal display looked like, and it blows me away every time I turn the TV on. So, I'm extremely happy with it. Not to mention, actually talking to someone from Samsung who told me, hey, it's an American company. Well, Samsung isn't an American company, but it's an American division of Samsung. And the plant down there is managed by Americans who oversee production, so I trusted the TV. But how long do you trust things today? Even though that's made in Mexico and it's got high standards for production, where are all the components coming from? So you build a TV in Mexico. You have Americans doing all the quality checks. But I would say 98% of the goddamn components come from fucking China. We don't make anything here anymore. Yeah. The perfect example, I've mentioned this several times. With my rival popcorn maker. Now, back in the day, Rival was a big, well-known American manufacturer of appliances. Small appliances, your countertop appliances. I had a Rival popcorn maker that was like 28 years old and it finally died. So I buy a new one. I go back to get a Rival. Not paying much attention, figuring, hey, well, the new popcorn maker weighs about 8 ounces. versus the old one, which weighed like 5 pounds. You know what was made in America? The box it came in. Popcorn maker made in China. Box made in America. We made the box. Didn't make one component for the popcorn maker. But we made the box. So that piece of crap Chinese assembled rival popcorn maker was safely shipped from China to America in an American-made box. I have it's an off-brand crock pot. Same thing. Crock pot made in China. The box, and it says on the bottom, proudly made in USA. Not one component for the crock pot, but proudly made in USA box. That's the way it is today, people. We don't make the component, but we proudly made the box. Mainly because Chinese cardboard is crap. You ever get something in Chinese cardboard? It falls apart. Yeah. Take a look at Chinese cardboard. It wouldn't make it from China to here without falling apart. That's why the box is made in America, because they know it's made with pride and quality. Didn't I like this? So, matter of fact, let me take a look. Let me look at this lexicon here. Made in China. Perfect example. Here we go. My interface, made in China. So I have a German mixer going through a Chinese interface. I don't know if I can get an interface that's not made in China. See, everything in this studio is kind of old school. He's like in Studio B. I don't have all this. My microphones are all USB. They plug direct into the computer. They don't go through a mixer. Now they do make a USB mixer. I don't want to mess with them because the USB mixers are made in China. Just like my interface here. Plus, if I can ever figure out the program, I have a sound effects program that I can do my intro and my sound effects all through the computer rather than having to use an interface, because the microphones plug direct into the computer and there's a program in the computer to adjust the microphones. This stuff is all what they call XLR, old school. The original microphone plugs. in a way, I'm kind of glad that I'm using this microphone. Because this one worked like a charm. I never had a problem with it. But I wanted to try the other mic. So it could be a combination of things. I'm still thinking it's the other mixer with the delay control. If I had hair to pull out, I'd have pulled it out by now. It's aggravating. Mr. RB, you think you were aggravated last night? You should have been on this end last night when I did the playback and that goddamn echo was in the stream. I was pissed. But I wasn't going to mess with anything last night. So today, equipment was flying. Cables going everywhere. I was so goddamn pissed off. But when I hooked everything up, I had calmed down. Made sure everything was all nice and neat, plugged in, tested. I took the mixer. I got electrical contact cleaner and a Q-tip. Cleaned all the plugs because it was sitting in the storeroom. So everything got cleaned. Brand new cables. Different microphone. Once I get a combination down pat, I should quit fucking with it. When I got this microphone and I plugged it in, and I realized the quality, I should have left well enough alone. But no, I always got to fuck with things. I go, oh, I got another microphone, let me try that one. Oh, I got another microphone, let me try that one. I got more microphones than China's got rice. I need to quit screwing around. If this Amoon and the Behringer are a good combination, leave them alone. Brand new headset. Brand new. Right out of the box. So it was either the delay on the mixer or feedback between the headset and the microphone. But I need, an electronics technician that knows this equipment to put his finger on it. Who knows? It could be goddamn Prism. I've had all kinds of goofy problems with it. They sent me 2 bug fixes and an update. I don't know. Did the bug fixes work? Did the update take? I don't know. Everything seems to work. So, people, I'm trying. Like you say, I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I'm back basically to the original equipment I started with 3 years ago, except the microphone. And if this thing gives me a fit, I'll get the golden microphone that I started with. Because that microphone never gave me a problem. As a matter of fact, it's on the rack right there. I'm looking at it. The golden microphone. The microphone that Grumpy joked about. I didn't have a golden voice, but I had a golden mic. So, if this thing doesn't sound right, you will see the golden microphone here shortly. But I want to give this a couple-day chance. Give it a try. If I do the playback tonight and I've got a goddamn echo, this mic is going to go. And maybe this headset. Go back to the one that had the blue lights in it. That was another item that I started with. So, it's kind of piecemeal. See what the hell happens. Aggravation I don't need. We got enough of that now, the way it is. So, hopefully, the stream on the playback will sound all right. If not, I'm going to strangle the vulture. I need to take my frustration out on something, and he's got a nice long neck. Like the turkeys at the fresh poultry stand. Oh, snap. Oh, it's still, all these years, it's still ingrained in my brain. Snap. That was it. One turkey to go. Matter of fact, I drove right past that damn store today and didn't bother to pay attention to see what's in it. The building's there. I don't know if they're using it for anything. After Sherwin-Williams moved out, I think it had 2 or 3 different tenants, so I don't know what's in there. If I go up that way tomorrow, I'll take a look. Not that it's that important. It isn't worth paying any attention to anymore that the live chickens, ducks, and turkeys and pigeons are gone. Yeah, oh, there were birds everywhere. You could hardly walk. And noise, oh, as soon as you walk in, they were all clucking away. Snap. And then a naked bird came out the other window. Here's your bird, sir. You want feet? And then the show was on. The guy with the hatchet. Whack, whack. Feet going left and right. My buddy down the street still don't believe that. I said, look it up. We used to have a live poultry stop. Yeah, live. You walked in, you pointed to a bird, and 3 minutes later it came out the other side naked. Those women, they were quick in the back. I'll say that for them. It couldn't have been maybe 4 minutes at the most. I know it no sooner went in that window and it was coming out that window. All prepped, ready to go, totally naked. If it wasn't that I was that young, I'd have kind of peeked peeked in and see what went on back there. But after seeing the snap, I didn't want to see any more. But they were quick back there. Fully dressed bird in this window, completely naked bird this window. With or without feet. Ugh. Kind of ruined me for poultry for a long time. Although last night, I had my bacon-encrusted turkey. On nice, ultra-fresh Schwabel's Jewish rye. Yeah, I went in, got a loaf. I knew what was the freshest because on the top layer had white twisties and the bottom layer had red twisties. And the only reason the white twisties were on top was that was the bread from the day before. And the red twisties was the fresh bread they brought in yesterday morning. So I snuck out a loaf with a red twisty, and oh, was it fresh. But we'll see how long that lasts. I have the sneaking suspicion that it's gonna screw up again, because the guy's gonna go, oh, look at the returns I have. Well, quit bringing in 47 loaves of Jewish rye. You won't have, a shitload of returns. I think he has something against Jewish rye. Because, the big family loaves? The whole bottom rack on the shelf, the whole bottom was full, 2 loaves high. Then, 10 feet away was a big, huge rack. Because the bread's on sale. Well, why have 1,000 loaves when you know the store ain't going to sell that many? But I can see the returns coming for the big loaf, the big family size. There was more goddamn white bread in there than China had rice. But at least there was Jewish rye, nice and fresh. I'm keeping a close eye on it. I even told the manager I might just stop in every now and then just to check. See what's going on, because they're doing their study. They took and did a 6-week study of, in versus out. So now they're going to watch what he drops and what sells and what gets returned. And since I've managed to piss everybody off at Schwabel's, I don't see this going real well. But at least I have Kevin's personal cell phone number. Which makes it real nice, because now I can take a picture and I can send it to him and go, look what we got here. Maybe I'll do the inventorying for him. I'll go, here, see, here. Look at the white bread, look at the Italian, look at the rye, then look at the Jewish rye, because we have 2 kinds of rye. We have deli rye, which tastes like crap, and then the Jewish rye that looks like real rye bread, like the bread we used to get from the market. The deli rye is like, and then every now and then we have Cleveland rye. Let's confuse the shit out of customers. You know, somebody coming in, they need a loaf of rye bread. They say, oh, I'll just take this one. When they should be taking the Jewish rye. Yeah, the one day I went in, we had the Jewish rye, we had deli rye, and Cleveland rye. I haven't tried the Cleveland rye because it looks like the deli rye, and I don't like either one. I like my Jewish rye because it resembles and tastes like what I grew up with. Those Saturday Limburger onion and rye sandwiches. The ones that Grandma hated. I can still see that apron in my head. Fanning that thing like it was moving air, you know. Gee, I'll fan my apron. It should blow air like, you know, the back end of an engine from a 747. It was fun to watch. That apron going 50 miles an hour. And Grandma's standing there going, oh, it stinks in here. Well, real Limburger cheese stinks. If it didn't stink, it wouldn't be edible. I think Limburger goes the opposite way. When it's nice and fresh, it stinks like roadkill. And then when it smells normal, it went bad. It never lasted that long for us to test it that way. Grandma didn't want that in the refrigerator. Grandpa always seemed to know exactly how much, you know, piece about like that. Because if there was leftovers, I guarantee it wouldn't be in Grandma's refrigerator. It would have been in Grandma's garbage can. She hated that. Oh. But gave Grandpa and I a good laugh. So, the moon seems to be working. At least it sounds. Although, if it's echoing, I can't. See, that's part of the problem. It don't echo here. It just echoes on the playback. If I had an echo here, I know. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sign off. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and I'm going to run a playback. And if it's echoing, there ain't nothing I can do about it tonight, because I'm not going to do another stream. So, RB, if it's echoing, sorry. Where's my clicker? Okay. Talk to you.